I can't find Willow. No. Sorry, it's having issues with this cat. What?
Oh, I said I think I'm in the clear. He's going to bed now.
Okay. I didn't mean to talk while you were doing that.
I was muted. You were muted. You were in my ears. I had my earbuds in.
Okay,
He couldn't hear
good.
you.
Good. Well, now we're gonna have to try something. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait. That is not. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Like this? Yeah. Okay. See, I don't know what's up with my camera. I don't know. But we are about to check on YouTube to see if I can even hear you. Okay?
You on YouTube? Are you already live?
What is it?
Are you already live?
Yeah. I
Oh,
went
okay.
live
Yeah.
before. Okay. So let's go to my channel, huh? Yeah. Now. Oh, hold on. Talk, Miss Muddy.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody tonight? And good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Right. Happy whatever time it is. Thank you, Neil. Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes.
Okay.
So, thank you for popping in, Neil. I'm so happy to see you. I'm sorry you can't stay. Something is happening. Okay. So, Miss Muddy. Mrs. Muddy.
Yes.
So, what? Because we couldn't get it all. It was all fuckered up yesterday. what do you think about what we read in Ezekiel? Like about those terrifying machines or whatever the hell they are, electric current. I don't know. What did you think about them? Like, what did you think
The
about that
the
whole thing?
the creatures with wings. If you go back and read it, is each creature has four wings with hands underneath the inside wings, four heads. It represents the four nations of the world, which actually represents all of the nations, and also the all the corners of the earth, northeast, southwest. I think it was God's chariot, his ride, his you know spaceship, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, if you read into it, it sounds like it has electricity.
It really does. Listen, I tried to explain this to Dustin earlier without reading it to him. I didn't want to sit there and read a whole chapter to Dustin when he doesn't even care about the Bible in the first place. But I'm like, no, it sounds like a circuit board. And he's like, I don't even know what you're saying. I was like, I don't want to read it to you. But is it a circuit board? he got,
Yeah,
what is it?
it's a lot of energy. It sounds like a lot of energy.
It really is, and it's non-stop. And when it talks about the flashing of lightning, that's like when the energy meets the other energy and it starts a spark. When it hits that, I don't know. But anyway,
I think even before that, it says that it's like a burning coal. Now, if you get, let's say we're gonna brand cattle, you have to get that cattle brand really hot to where it's glowing. I think that's what they're talking about. The glowing of the heat, that's creating energy, which creates electricity, which creates fire and flashing, fire and lightning. See, what else did it say in there?
yeah, but what would be the significance of that? What, I mean, Dustin said earlier about a lot of people think we live in a simulation. And what I've been saying since the last time I read this book, it really does seem like we were God's science project and he just threw us in the closet. And then this is what's happening to its science project. That's why I said we need to get trumpets. We need to get trumpets and get his attention. He loves trumpets, they're his favorite. But
So does
as what was it?
so does Satan. He was the head of music.
Yeah, see, I read that, or somebody showed me where to read that. It doesn't say Lucifer. It just said some guy. And
A
also,
fallen angel.
yeah, but that could be anybody. But anyway, I don't want to argue about that. We're not even there. But what I do want to say is this part where it talks about this man, right, being like on fire and shit. And he looked like fire all around, like glowing metal, right?
Yes.
I, mm, I'm starting to think. That might be the original God's form. Because later we'll learn about ancient God. He's old as hell and he's in a fiery throne. And I know there's not God 1 and there's not God 3, but there really is. Like there's 3 steps of God. Although I still think the God of the Old Testament is still the God right now. Like I won't quit believing that until the sun explodes in like 10 million years. You know, there's not. But this right here, where it's talk about him glowing like that, it's like I don't really know because that doesn't seem like Jesus would be described because he's not really fire. He's a
No,
lamb.
Jesus was seen by man. Jesus appeared before man.
Yeah,
God the Father is a bright light. You can't look at him.
right. So yeah,
Sure.
this
You
isn't
can't look.
Jesus. So it's not really
It's so
Jesus.
glorious. Cannot you cannot look at it. That's what the word says. So I
Right.
think we're here with the creatures and him, the throne being on top of the creatures and him being on top of the throne, and you could only see a bright light. That is God the Father, not God the Son.
Right. But then down here it says his appearance was like the glory of the Lord. That is God the second. You're absolutely right. You, Miss Muddy, you are
Yep.
smart as shit. Okay. Okay, I'm not
Okay.
confused anymore. Miss Muddy, you're a genius.
Fred. Oh, now that's my clock. I'm sorry if you hear my clock.
It's okay. It is okay.
Where are we going to start tonight? In chapter 3?
Yep, we're on chapter 3. I'll read it.
3 and 4 is kind of interesting.
Well, we can talk about it. Just tell me when to stop and then say what you got to say. Okay.
And you too.
Oh, girl, you know I will. Okay. So then he said to me,
Son of man, eat what you find. Eat this scroll and this pretzel pizza, and then go speak to these terrible ass God people.
and so I opened my mouth and he shoved the pretzel pizza down my throat along with the scroll. And he said to me,
Sun up. My balloon. Hold on.
Son of man, feed your stomach. Fill your body with the scroll that I am giving you.
then I ate it and it was sweet as honey in my mouth. Then he said to me,
Wait, what did he say? Son of man, go to the house of Israel and speak my words to them. For you are not being sent to a people of unintelligible speech or difficult language, but to the house of these terrible ass people. For many people of intelligent, unintelligible speech or difficult language, whose words you cannot understand, but I have sent you to them who should listen to you. Yet these terrible ass people would not be willing to listen to you since they are not willing to listen to me. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. God didn't say that. Nikki K did. God gives them way too much of a benefit. It's terrible what they do to him. Okay. Yet, these terrible ass people will not be willing to listen to you since they are not willing to listen to me. Surely, all these terrible people is stubborn and obstinate. Behold, I have made your face as hard as theirs, and your forehead as hard as their forehead. So make sure you hit them in the chin. And your forehead. Like Emery Harder. What? Like Emery harder than flint. I have made your forehead. Do not be afraid or dismayed, though they are a rebellious house.
Man, this is so much. Why? Why? Why is this so much? No one knows. Okay. Miss Muddy, you still here?
Yes.
Okay. You don't get to hear my God voice. Just know this isn't God voice.
Okay.
It isn't God voice. I promise. Okay. Moreover, he said to me,
Son of man, take into your heart all my words that I tell you and make sure you listen closely. And go to the exiles. Hold on. Go to the exiles, to the sons of your people, and speak and tell them, whether they listen or not. Thus says the Lord God. Yeah, God voice.
Miss Muddy, you
Yeah.
can mute yourself and listen to all that in God voice.
I'll listen to the playback.
Okay. Okay.
Fair.
Yep. Then the Spirit lifted me up, and I heard great trembling sound behind me. Blessed be the glory of the Lord in his place. And I heard the sound. Hold on. And I heard the sound of the wings of the living beings touching one another, and the sounds of the wheels beside them. Even a great rumbling sound. So it's like an ancient ass car. So the Spirit lifted me and took me away, and I went embittered and bitter. And the rage of my spirit and the hand of the Lord was strong on me. Then I came to the exiles who lived by the river Chabar, at Tel Aviv. Wow, that was even a place back then. That's a place right now, right? Wow, okay. And I sat there 7 days where they were living, causing consternation among them. Now, it came about at the end of 7 days that the word came to me. Oh my God, my pills are kicking in. Okay, hold on. And at the end of 7 days, God was like,
Son of man, I have appointed you a watchman within these people. Wherever you hear a word from my mouth, warn them from me. Then I say to the wicked, you will surely die, and you do not warn him or speak out to warn the wicked from his wicked way, that he might not live. That wicked man will die in his iniquity. But by his blood I'll require at your hand. Yet, if you have warned him, and he does not turn from his wickedness or his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, and you'll be okay. Again, when a righteous man turns away from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and I place an obstacle before him, he shall die, since you have not warned him. He will die in his sin, and the righteous deeds he done will not be remembered. But his blood I will require at your hand. Time out.
stop right there. Stop right there. Look, look, God does count the deeds. Did you hear that right there? If he dies, I won't remember his deeds if he is a fuckwad. But if he's not a fuckwad, I'll remember his deeds, right? That would be the other part of that. I mean, we can't exactly put words in God's mouth, but everybody else infers. Why can't we infer? But even Jesus said that, though. He did. Now I don't remember. I don't remember what Jesus said, so fuck it. But anyway, this is saying right here, if you commit any kind of sin and aren't asked for, don't repent, then God's not going to remember anything you do. And that's what Jesus said. You got to be good in the world and good at the world. And what do I mean by that? Alice Cooper, Ozzy Osbourne. They were good in the world, but they were also good at the world. And they spread their message through their actions or their music. And even if you don't understand Ozzy Osbourne, look at the lyrics to his songs. A lot of them were pro God or asking God questions, stuff like that. And Alice Cooper always talks about Jesus. So that's what I mean by be good in the world and good at the world. You can be in the world and do worldly stuff if you're good at being good. Your light gets passed in the world by you being in the world. You can affect people. That's the only way the light spreads, is by being in the world. But we are not there. We are past there. Right now, we are on Ezekiel, and Ezekiel said to the righteous man, if you don't tell this guy to be better and repent and let him know when he does this, God's going to forget everything he's ever done. And if he doesn't repent and doesn't change, his sin's on him. But if you don't tell him about himself, his sin's on you. Right, Miss Muddy, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. That is what he's saying, right?
Well, I feel like they're arguing right now because
What?
God told him, eat this scroll, eat up all these words, eat this and put it in your stomach and, you know, ingest it, and then go out into the country. And first he said, go to, you know, the city, and nobody would listen to him, and he failed. And then he was told to go to the exiles, right? And then he went for 7 days overwhelmed. I think he was angry, and I think this is an argument between God and him. Like God is telling him, if you don't do these things, because he's already given him the words, he's already sent him into the city to tell them to, you know, rebel, you know, stop rebelling and turn to God. And then he's gone to the exiles and told them, and that none of it was working, so he was overwhelmed. He goes and he's overwhelmed for the 7 days, and now God is chewing him out. This is what I told you to do, and if you don't do these things, this is what's going to happen. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. I took the 7-day thing as he just sat around for 7 days. He didn't want to
No, he
do
got
it.
mad. No, he was angry because everything he tried doing wasn't working. He got overwhelmed because he tried to do what God told him to do, and nothing was working. I think that I could be wrong, but I feel like what it says here, he was angry,
Oh.
and then he got overwhelmed for 7 days, depression, and God finally came to him and said, "Look, if you don't go warn these people, if you don't go tell them to turn away from sin, if you don't, this is going to be on you too."
Oh, that's why he said that. Okay. Well, let me finish this last paragraph. Well, 2 paragraphs.
Also, isn't there something about 7 days to become not a priest? Maybe it is to become ordained. Does it take 7 years to become ordained?
No, I don't
We
think
should look at
so.
that.
Because when Michael gets in here, ask Michael because he's ordained as yeah, he can do preaching and he can do weddings, although I told him I would rather you not be a preacher, but he can, and I don't think it took him that long to do it.
Remember when he was sitting on the bank of Kabar on his 30th birthday? He should have became a priest then, because they do that on the 30th year of their birthday, right?
Yeah,
He did not become a priest because he was exiled, right?
yeah, but I
So
think
I think
they,
the 7 days, represented his ordainment of priesthood. And God was telling him, these are the rules. This is what I want you to do.
I could see that. Damn. Oh, damn
Okay,
it.
let's finish that. I'm terrible.
It's
Shame on me. I'll go
okay.
to the yellow chair now.
No, it's okay because I don't know what the fuck is happening. And I just broke my cigarette thing. Okay.
Oh,
So it
fix it.
says, however, if you have warned the righteous man that the righteous should not sin, and he does not sin, he shall surely live because he took warning, and you have delivered yourself. Uh, and the hand of the Lord was on me there, and he said to me, get up, go out to the plain, and there I will speak to you. So I got up and went, and behold, the glory of the Lord was standing there, like the glory which I saw by the river, and I did the face thing. The Spirit then entered me and made me stand on my feet, and he spoke with me and said, go shut yourself up in your house. Okay, wait, God voice.
As for you, son of man, they will put ropes on you and bind you with them, so you cannot go out among them. Moreover, I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, so you will be dumb and cannot be a man who rebukes them. For they are a rebellious house. But when I speak to you, I will open your mouth, and you will say to them, thus says God, he who hears, let him hear, and he who refuses, let him refuse, because these people totally fucking suck.
Amen.
Amen.
So, why? Uh, see, God's like, do this thing for me. But when you do this thing for me, I'm going to let these people do terrible things to you. And then I myself am also going to do terrible things to you. But it'll be okay because at the end, these people will be these people and you'll be martyred. So we'll have a good time a little longer. Why? Why does God do that?
I don't understand sometimes.
Because all throughout this book, God's besties have it way worse than anybody else. God makes his besties work for it. Like, I'm not God's bestie or anything, and really, I just like cheering him on from the sidelines, you know. not a bestie, but a close acquaintance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's been times when he's been my best friend. I mean, he's always my best friend, but like I've had people come up when I was single and say, "You got a boyfriend?" I would say, "Yeah, his name is Jesus. He's standing right here. Just say hello."
When I got baptized, I told my mom, I'm marrying Jesus. And my mom said, that's not how it works. I said, it doesn't how. But
Yeah, I stood on his foundation of "I will never leave you, forsake you." I stood on them words a lot in my life, knowing that everything will be okay. You know, and even if it's not okay, it's his will, so that's okay too.
that's what I say. I'm okay even when I'm not okay. It'll be okay. Everything works out
Just
for
wait till chapter 5, 4.
man.
28.
What are we at? 36 minutes. All right, we could do a chapter 4.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. Sorry. Okay.
Hello. Now, son of man, get yourself a brick and throw it through Radio Shack's window. That's not what God said. No. God said, get a brick, place it before you, and inscribe a city on it. To land. Then lay siege against it. Build a siege wall. Raise up the ramp and pitch camps on what? Pitch camps and place battling rams against it all around. Then get yourself an iron plate and set it up as an iron wall between you and the city. Uh, what? Between you and the city, and set your face towards it so that it is under siege and besiege it. This is a sign to these terrible people. As for you, lie down on your left side and lay the iniquity of these terrible ass people on it. You shall bear the iniquity for the number of the days you lie on it. See, why is there always, God always has one guy to take the sins of the people? There's always one guy. Every time. First it was Aaron, then it was Moses, and then it's a bunch of fucking people, and then it's Ezekiel, and then it's Jesus. Who was it last month? What? Who was it last month? Um, it's still happening. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a prophet. I think he was a shepherd. I also thought that. I also thought that. In the beginning of this, he is drawing a picture. He's pretty much tied up, bound. His tongue is stuck on the roof of his mouth, and he can't talk. You know, and so he draws this picture of the city being besieged and it being battered with rams.
And he's trying to show them in a drawing what's fixing to happen.
Yeah, but he's doing this by himself. There's nobody else there.
Nope.
Which is fucking crazy. But then God's like, you're going to take the sins of these people. It's always one guy. It's always one guy. It was Elijah, Elisha. Man, it's always one guy. It's crazy. But if it was Charlie Kirk, then we're in for something good. Because God always comes through in the last minute, and this might be the last minute. God likes to be a showboat like that. You know what I mean? He likes to be late to the party so everybody notices him. Okay. Anyway, where are we at?
4:4.
4-4. Okay.
Well, you kind of read 4 already. 4:6. Sorry.
Corresponding. Okay. When you have completed these, you shall lie down a second time, but on your right side, and bear the iniquity of these terrible ass werewolves. I have assigned it to you for 40 days, a day for each year. Then you shall set your face toward the sea of Juland with your arm bared and prophesy against it. Now, behold, hold on, what? Where did I go? Oh, now, behold, I will put ropes on you so you cannot turn from one side or the other until you have completed the days of your seed. Who is tying him up? What? What? God, listen. What are you doing? No one knows. Okay. But as for you, take wheat, barley, beans, lentils, Malay, and spelt, and put them in one vessel, and make them into bread for yourself. For yourself. You shall eat it according to the number of days you lie on your side, 390 days. And your food which you eat shall be 20 shekels a day by weight. You shall eat it from time to time. What? Okay. Okay. And the water you drink will be 6 part of a hin by measure. You shall drink it from time to time. And you shall eat it as a barley cake, having baked it in their sight over human dung. I can't. I can't. I don't know what that means. Okay. Then the Lord said,
This shall be, oh, thus shall these terrible ass people, the vampires, eat their bread unclean and among nations where I shall banish them. What? And they shall eat their bread unclean. Okay, okay. But I said,
not doing that. Nope. I have never eaten defiled, nor from my mouth until now. I have never eaten what has died of itself, or was torn, nor has any unclean meat ever entered my mouth. No, I'm not doing. See, you're asking too much. I don't know what's happening, but that's not happening. I'm not. My butthole sewed itself shut. I'm not. I'm not doing it. You see, my butthole is clenched shut. I'm not doing it. Not happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're God and everything, but it's not happening. Look, there's a lot of things happening, but that one's not it. And then God was like,
Uh-huh. Okay, fine.
I'll let you make your bread with cow poop.
Hold on.
what'd you say?
I said, oh, God said, okay, I'll let you bake your bread with cow poop.
Yeah, right. He's like, wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Maybe I am going too far.
Okay. I'm definitely going too far. Look, okay. How about cows poo instead? Okay. But then you gotta make your bread on top of animal poo. That's fine. Look, son of man, I am going to break the staff of bread into land, and they will eat bread by weight with anxiety, and drink water by measure and in horror, because bread and water will be scarce, and they will be appalled with one another and waste away in their iniquity.
So, Miss Muddy, what do you think?
He's trying to paint a picture, isn't he?
Yeah.
A poopy picture.
it, it's wild. And Ezekiel's like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. Like, I know you think it's funny, but it's not funny.
I have read some of the Bible and just felt the humor that God has sometimes. But he also has anger too. And you know, God's all of emotion.
God is one of the funniest guys. Uh, he really is. And Jesus is pretty funny too. If you can get the attitude just right. The thing with the story of Jesus and why I can't make it funny anymore, because that story really hurts my inside. That story hurts my feelings so bad, and it's really hard not to cry. Even though he's so funny and he talks so much shit, and it's like, man, I'm so happy I'm Jesus's friend. But they really hurt him. You know, they really hurt that man. And it hurts my feelings. But God takes it like a G, man. And he gives it right back to him. Like, he gives it right back to him. Jesus hasn't had the opportunity to give it right back to him yet. But I have a feeling that something is going to happen rather sooner than later. Although I don't think it's going to be anything big and spectacular, but it something is definitely happening. but I don't watch the news enough to know what it is.
I don't either. I don't watch news. I think God will show me what I need to see. Like when that Charlie Kirk, I didn't know him very well at all. I mean, I knew a few things. I've seen some, um, little YouTube shorts of him debating people in colleges and things like that. But I really didn't know who he was at all. But sure did make waves.
I didn't know him at all either. I've never really watched anything Charlie Kirk. But when he was shot, I was viscerally affected. Like, I don't know what it is or what it was, but I was immediately like, my whole world fell apart, and I don't even know that guy. And then I thought of my channel, and I thought about, should I be doing this? You know, because religious people are just as crazy as liberals, only they might be a lot worse. And I do call out a lot of God people for being fake. So I
I
kind
think
of,
incident was over hatred, not religion. It was over hatred.
right,
That he must have said something that set that kid off.
something about
I
trans.
couldn't. Well, uh, now today in today's world we live in pronouns. You go and you fill out a doctor's information form, and it wants your pronouns now. It
Yes,
doesn't say male, female. It says they, them.
I put
You know.
toaster. I identify as a toaster.
Yeah, when I get in conversations with people about it, I'm like, I love people. Doesn't matter what color or what country or what culture you're from. Until you do me that, I don't have anything against anybody, But then once somebody does me wrong, I step away. And God does, I'd have to find it, but God does tell us in the Bible, give 2 warnings and then step away and let them condemn themselves. And what we read tonight is kind of the same, give that warning. And I don't know. I've told people, you need God or you need to go to church. Is that considered a warning?
Yep. But he said it to Ezekiel. Ezekiel had to do this to a place. Actually, it's exactly like Charlie Kirk. Go to the place you know where people are sinning and tell them how they're sinning and show
Yep.
them the right way. It was exactly Charlie Kirk. And
Well, Charlie died. Ezekiel didn't yet. Anyway.
right, yet, well, yeah, he didn't finish his mission. He hasn't gotten to the end of his mission
Yeah.
because at the end of his mission, God will kill him.
Well, we all are going to die,
Yep,
and that's his will.
yep. But
Until
the Charlie Kirk thing, and then after that, that's what it was, the Mormon church. The dude that did that to the
oh,
Mormon church.
that was a week later too. That Charlie was killed on a Wednesday, and that shooting was a week later on a Wednesday.
Right. And that's the one because, I shit on religions, especially Mormons. I go all off about the Mormons, but I had to.
Yeah, I
Like
don't bash anybody's religion.
I felt the need to say something about that because I shit on religions all the time, but that doesn't mean go and hurt them or whatever. I'm not gonna go and hurt them. I can show you in the Bible where they're definitely wrong. You could find any one of my videos pointing out this is this this is why the Mormons are wrong. This thing here in the Old Testament doesn't mean that you have to go shoot them. So I have made a conscious effort to not call out religions or not talk shit about other religions because religious people are crazy and you never know what they're planning on doing.
True, when church starts at our church, the doors get locked. So nobody can come in except for through one door. All the other doors are locked. Safety.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we have elders, but our pastor calls them his shepherds. Some of them have, the GUN, and they stand at the door and
Yep.
protect the congregation because you never know what can happen.
Isn't that? It's fucking crazy. And the crazy thing is people burn down these churches and shit. Like God really gives a fuck about a church. The only church he cares about is in the land that's his. He inherited that land. That is his first country on the risk board. He starts from there. And if you really want to piss off God, start fucking with this country. Like, the only thing you're doing by burning down a church is getting the pastor some insurance money to build a different church. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hurt anything. And I don't know why people don't understand that. You're not really hurting God. You're not even making a statement or a point because everybody knows that you built down the church or burnt down the church because you want to make God mad. And everybody knows that's not going to make God mad. God don't give a shit about a building. He gives a shit about the people.
The souls.
Yeah,
People.
and like in the beginning of Genesis and a lot of Exodus, it seems like the name of the game is kill the people, kill the God, right? And that's why the God we know is getting rid of all the stuff from the God those people know. So he wanted to get rid of them. So it was only him. But then that's when the bad gods start rising up because God got rid of all the other gods, you know? So now there's only bad gods. And it takes them a long time to get through them. And and I don't want to give people ideas. I don't want to do that. I I don't want to give people ideas. because I would feel so bad. What do you think, Miss Muddy?
I think in today's world, we're supposed to set seeds and hope that they get watered. We can set a seed that won't flourish for years by being kind, generous, integrity. People are easy to be offended nowadays, even when you're trying to be nice and kind.
Yeah, there is no being nice. You can't be nice anymore. And Jesus wasn't nice. I don't know where the fuck anybody got that from. Jesus was kind. He was not nice. He didn't want people all up in his shit, you know? He wanted people to listen to him and do what he did, you know?
Yeah.
He was kind to people. And he noticed when people were really in need. Because how many people hung around Jesus and he would only call certain people out? And he would only make sometimes to help people. And it was usually only when he was doing his concert on the Sabbath at the church. And really, he was only helping people to piss off the church. Like, a lot of the time, he just wanted to make the church mad. I'm not saying that's the only reason that he healed people. He healed people because that's what he was sent to do. But I know a lot of the times when he did super spectacular shit, it was to piss off the church. Or that's how I interpret it anyway. Well, we're supposed to be talking about Ezekiel. But
Yeah.
what?
I got a doctor's appointment in the mornings. I guess I'm going to say good night to you.
Okay. Good night, Miss Muddy. I love you. Thank you for doing this with me.
Very cool. I will be back.
Yeah, please come back.
And I hope we get more viewers. And like and subscribe if you're out there listening right now. If you're on the playback, like and subscribe. Make a comment. Tell us we're wrong. Tell us we're right. Get engaged in the conversation. And I guess I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, Miss Muddy. Okay. So that was awesome. And I think we figured out how to do this thing. And that is super great. So thank you for coming. I want to tell you it's time to give the pillows some head and the sheets some ass. Have the greatest night ever. Love you so much. Bye.